typical customer is usually an offline coach. So they're usually, or let's say an offline expert. They have an expertise and they're usually currently functioning in the offline world, right?
Yes.
So they're either teaching in a workshop or in a gym if they're fitness or that sort of thing. What we understood from our customers as they started to come in and started building their app, you know this, Dan, if you build it, they will come is basically bullshit.
Yes.
You have to market, right?
Correct.
And so although people might be an expert in business, marketing, maybe not marketing in this case, but fitness or whatever, they're an expert. They're usually not a marketing expert. So what we show them is like, okay, what should your pricing be? And we walk them through essentially two main trainings. The first is called Expert Unleashed. So we're unleashing them. It's a 30-day process. They watch a video and do a task every day. The goal at the end of the 30 days is they've made usually between $5,000 to $10,000. They've got their first 5 to 15 high-paying clients, and so they've got their first. But more important than the money is they've got their first users for the app, and what they do is they only build their app once they've got their users, right? Because then they're building what their users actually want, and they're like almost co-creating it. They're getting feedback from their users. They're giving them a bit more content, more feedback, more content. And then by the end of this process, they've got not only some revenue to show for their hard work, but also an app that is essentially proven to work and proven to have a product market fit, proven that they can sell it.
Got it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So you kind of teach your clients what you guys have done. So teach them how to get kind of high-end clients first, right? Get the money coming in, and then to turn it into a lower ticket app that they can serve the masses. And by that time, they already have some kind of income, that $5,000, $10,000 a month. Well, this is very similar to my wealth triangle model. So essentially, Daniel, right, my wealth triangle has 3 parts: high income, skills, scalable business, and high return investments. In your case, you kind of teach them how to become that highly paid expert first. It's still trading the time for dollars, but high dollars. And then taking that and turning it into an app becomes a scalable business, because now they can serve 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 5,000 people. Doesn't matter what it is, right? Boom, they already got that. So I love that. That's cool. I would not see that if I just saw from the website. Thank you for explaining this to me. It's awesome. Yes.
Well, thank you for sharing that. It means we need to improve our website. You know what, Dan, when I saw your wealth triangle and you talk about the 100K a year for high income skills, it's funny because we tell our experts, our coaches, etc., we tell them, you do not automate until you are at 100K a year.
Boom. Right? Okay, hammer.
Boom.
Boom. That's a hammer moment. Boom. Absolutely. Why is that important? I know that, but I want to hear from your perspective. Why is that important?
Yeah, well, there's so many reasons. But for me, what the biggest mistake people make when they go online usually is that they have an idea that they think is great. They spend tons of time and money building it, and then they put it out into the world. And usually they're wrong, okay?
Yes.
And that's normal. We're all wrong about what the world is thinking because we're only one person, right?
We have our own bias.
Creative. Exactly. As much of a creative genius as we might be, we need to interact with the world in order to understand what they want, right? Even Steve Jobs, everyone says like he just had these ideas. He interacted with customers all the time. So the most important thing is like get your thing out into the world as early as possible. We do it on day 15, all right? And to be honest, a lot of people go through that first 2 weeks quicker because they get excited. Like get it out into the world and understand what's working and what's not. Speak to people about it, understand what language they're using to describe their challenges, their goals. And then once you've got those first customers, get them their result. Figure out what it takes to actually get them to take action. Because again, so the first piece is like figure out your marketing. Like you need to know their message, their goals, like how do you need to speak to these people to convert them? But the second piece is once you've got them, you have to get them the result. And if you build an app and you just put random things in there, it's not going to work. They might get overwhelmed because it's too much information. They don't know where to start. It might be too hard, too easy, too boring, whatever, right? You don't know because you haven't tested it. So get them the result, prove it. And then what we actually do, because that's usually your first sort of 5 to 15 high-paying clients, we then show you how to scale that up using ads, get out beyond your existing audience, speak to more people who aren't just in your network, because the first 5 to 15 usually come from their followers, their existing audience.
Yes.
Then we show them how to get outside of their existing audience and really evolve the product further and prove product market fit within strangers, not just their audience. And only then, once you've really like got a wealth of both data and knowledge from speaking to all these people, at that point you can automate and you'll create a marketing message that resonates enough to have a scalable business, and you'll create a product that actually gets people the results.
So I can see why that Passion.io, I mean, the companies grew from like, now 0 to 3 million annual recurring revenue, right? In what period of time?
Pretty much since the beginning of 2019.
2019.
A year and a half or so.
A year and a half, it's absolutely incredible. Like, congratulations, it's awesome. So I could see that it's different, because if it's just like a typical content hosting kind of service, the Thinkific, Kajabi, no, that's great, but they don't help you to get from here to there, right? Versus what you guys do is knowing what you're actually selling, which is beautiful. I love that. You do helps you to get from here, take your knowledge and get out the marketplace. But so much is combining with education and e-learning, results driven from here to here, and then we help you scale. So you're actually in the scaling business.
I think we're in the business of helping coaches to move online and be successful with that. And in the beginning, it's ideas, and and then at some point it's product, and then it's marketing, and we're trying to create online entrepreneurs. It ain't a small job, but we're working hard on it, and I'm really proud of like these people who come from, the offline world, where they might have had like a shop on the high street where people just walk past, see it and go in, right? They've got, that's their marketing. And these people come into this world and they create something, and they're getting customers from all over the world. They're generating recurring revenue. They're impacting their clients, changing people's lives. Like, I'm so proud of what people are doing, and all we're doing is just seeing what's working, seeing what's not, and just distilling that for people into information, a product, and a community that delivers on that.
I love that. It gives me goosebumps, because so many coaches, so many experts, they are best kept secrets, right? Like, they have could be a lifetime of experience of a particular craft or skill, but they just can't get it out there in the marketplace. And I see this actually even on social media a lot, where they hire some agency, and then they got burned. They hire another agency, they got burned, and eventually they kind of quit because they've been disappointed. They want to make a living. They want to kind of turn their passion into a career, which they can't. Not that they are not good, but they're missing some of the key skills that are needed to do it, right? And I was in that place myself many years ago. I was the best kept secret. No one knows me, and that was it. But until I think we commit to say, hey, we're gonna get our message out there, we're gonna impact a lot of people's lives, this is what we do, and we add some of those skill sets. And for my listeners and viewers, there's no relationship, unfortunately, between being good at what you do and getting paid. There's a huge relationship between being good at what you do, being able to market, and getting paid. Like, this is the missing key. We cannot say, oh, I'm not a marketing person, this is not my thing. No. You are a marketing person. This is your thing, and you need to get good in order to get it out there. Otherwise, you have 1 or 2 clients and 3 clients. It's sad. Versus you can impact so many people's lives.
Another myth about let's call it high income skills is, I have a client who's just hit $1 million a year. Like, nice. I didn't even know. I just interviewed her on our podcast recently. Nice. I couldn't believe it. And she told me on the podcast she doesn't work any harder today than she did when she was earning $700 for 10 days work she's a blogger, like a journalist.
Yes.
And it's a big myth. Like you say, the correlation is between being able to market your skills. It's not about how hard you work. No. It's crazy.
No. And when I say market your skill, what I'm talking about is being able to multiply the value you deliver. That's what it means. Right? And it could be through an app like Passion.io. It could be through social media channels. It's serving many people, right? It's serving a lot of different people.